All right, everybody, let's get busy. Let's get busy. Welcome, welcome. Another edition of Date Night Online, the men's edition. We got the men's edition today. I got a couple of fellas in the background. We came to deliver a message. This is not a bashing segment. Now, we will say something that's going to get on your ass now, women. I'm going to tell you. It is what it is. But guess what? We're also going to come in love. And guess what, fellas? The little nappy head fellas out there. We're going to get on you too. All right. We're going to show what accountability looks like. We're going to also show that we also care as men. One of the things that I'm noticing when it comes to the dating scene, there's a war. There's a war on relationships. There's a war on just on both fronts where both parties they don't really know where they stand with the other. So guess what? Here's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go ahead and kind of jump on these topics. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. I did ask some young ladies to chime in with some questions. So guess what? I'm gonna get some of these questions answered. So tonight is the night, So last week I did ask, like, what's the one thing that that you would like to ask a gentleman that you're always curious about? Guess what? We're gonna answer some of these questions. All right, we're gonna answer some of these questions. What's up, Ms. Holmes, Jamaica Holmes? What's up? What's happening? I see you live. Yeah, you finally caught your first live. Hey, I appreciate you tuning in. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, we appreciate that. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let me go ahead and bring in. Let's go ahead and start with one gentleman that I just kind of met a few weeks ago. Me and him chop it up on the side or whatnot. We talk relationships. Guess what? There are some men that do talk relationships, ladies. So this is one gentleman we do talk relationships. He called me big brother, but guess what? He ain't that much younger than me. I don't know what the hell this dude talking about, man.
I didn't even know you was talking about me.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, bro. What's going on? Yeah, What's up, man? Hey, man, tell everybody your name, man, where you from, and where you at, bro.
Oh man, my name is Nye, stage name Nye the Great. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I've been out here in Atlanta. I've been out in Atlanta for about 6 months, but I did live here before for about 11 years, so I was out here for a minute. But what you mean? Where I stand with what? Relationships or
no? Where you at? You already.
I'm in Atlanta, bro. Yeah, I'm in Atlanta.
Yeah, you already pretty much answered everything. Yeah. And okay, so Joe, I'm gonna call you Jay. So now tell everybody your status currently. Are you single?
I'm
are you looking?
Single,
are you
never
looking?
been married. Single, never been married. Right now, I don't know. I'm kind of at a stage where I'm trying to build myself, and so I can really be at a balance to where I can recognize certain things. I can recognize certain signs. So I'm kind of on a chill right now. I'm stand still. I'm low.
Yo, stand still. Okay.
Right.
All right. So real quick before I bring my next pod in, tell me a little bit. How long you been single, brother?
I've been single since last year in March.
Last year, March. Okay. Mm-hmm. Do you think before I ask any of these questions, I want to make sure I have some balanced brothers here, and I don't want to leave no leaks in the pool, right? Leaks in the pool.
Right.
Do you think you're at a healing space right now to receive to be in a relationship at this point? Do you think you're ready for a relationship, or are you still working on yourself?
Yeah, I'm still working on. I'm always work on myself though. Through the relationship, I'm constantly working on myself, but I don't know. It'd have to be a real special young lady that can. I don't know. Okay. She had to really fit. She had to complement what I got going on. That's first and foremost.
Right. I like the answer. But look, we're gonna. I got a question centered around that. But let me bring my other man in. Hey, this right here. Hey, it's a good dude of mine right here, Big J. Jay, what's up? What's happening, brother?
What's happening, man? What's going on with you, man?
What's up, man? Hey, man, Big J was the first dude that when I started date night, man, he's one of the guys. He came up here and lit it on fire, man. If you ever want to check out, some earlier videos, it's been a year, Jay. Remember when we first started this, man?
Yeah, it's been a while, man. It's been a
Yeah,
long
it's
time.
yeah, it's been a minute, man. Okay, Jay, tell everybody a little bit about yourself. You know where you from and where you at, bro.
Man, I'm from California,
Okay.
uh, the land of Too Short, Knee 40, and pimping. Uh,
Okay.
feel me? So my views and takes on a lot of things be different, but they be real. And I'm dating right now, man. I'm dating.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Are you dating for a purpose, or you or
Think every time I date is for a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
gotcha.
Never for at this age. It's never for just whatever. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
So are you currently seeing? You know, some of the women. Some look, we got somebody that they say they from the Bay right here.
I'm the
You got
best.
somebody from the hood. Yeah, tell me some what's up, cuz oh.
Welcome to say hood. Hey,
Yeah,
Right.
I'm currently single but dating.
Single but dating. Okay.
Mhm.
So how long you been single, Jay?
Man, I don't know, Mark. Some
You
years.
know, how you it depends on what day it is.
It depends on what day it is, man. I didn't, man. Woo, yeah, yeah. That's all I'm
Okay.
gonna say.
So I'm gonna ask you before I start asking these questions. I'm gonna ask the gentleman this. I ask him, do you think that you're at a stage you're ready to receive what it is that you want right now in a
Always,
relationship?
yeah, always. I feel
Right.
like,
You did the work.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for whatever's clever, man. I'm ready for that person I could travel with every day, man. And we
mm.
could
Okay.
go every day, all the time.
Okay. All right. So look. So check this out, Jay. Since you already up front, let me go ahead and shoot the first question at you, man.
So,
And I definitely want to know what your thoughts on today on the modern women of today. What's your thoughts on the modern women of today, brother?
man, I think there's some great, beautiful women out here, intelligent, smart, hustling, getting their own, and just some real life go getters and know what they want. But then, we got the other side too, with some confused podcast women who listen to everything somebody say on the podcast. We gotta give women 30,000 on the first date now because of podcast, man. To tell the women we gay if we ain't giving them 30,000 now. So it's like, damn. Well, I guess I'm about to be the gayest man in America because I ain't giving you no 30,000 and nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Overall, though, man, it is some great, beautiful women out here,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
um, you know, there's you asked us the question, but it's a lot of people that is unhealed in this dating field right now. So it's messing
Yeah.
everybody up.
Yeah.
Every
Men and women. Men and
man,
women.
women, it's messing us all up. So everybody protecting their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wants to get broke down. So everybody's coming with defense instead of just providing offense.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Look. She told myself, look at this right
I
here.
see that say
We're
that.
getting 30,000 now. Send me the link.
Send me the
Hey,
link.
send me the link. Hey, you man,
You about to take it.
you want that
Right.
link up.
Right. Okay,
Man,
so
we can't even take him to this social media. We can't even take him to Cheesecake Factory no more, man.
Man,
Have y'all had that miso salmon at Cheesecake Factory? Are you kidding me? I love Cheesecake Factory.
who you telling?
Hey, look, check this out. So now, tell me, what is your view on today's women? Today's
Like
modern women. What's your view?
like Big Brother Jay was saying, it's a lot. It's a lot of beautiful qualified women. I want to say
Right.
that first and foremost.
Right.
It's a lesser percent that's louder on social media. You know, um,
Right.
that
Right.
that because I don't attract what I see on social media.
Right.
It's entertaining, but I
Mhm.
don't attract no shit. I don't attract the situations like that.
Right,
So
right,
I can. The most of the women I meet are professionals. They qualify. So,
Right.
but a lot of that, the ratchet is loud. You know what I'm saying? Negative driving far. So that's what's permeate. It's kind of molding some of the neutral women. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even though they don't probably go through the situations, they still relate. They say, I understand, and they try to relate, but just of them being a woman, agreeing
Mhm.
with another woman, and
Mhm.
that's we need more of, because kind of what ended slavery was white people checking white people.
Mm.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So the same thing we need women calling other women out on that
Right.
stuff. So a lot of the good women, because they
Right.
are out here, a lot of the good women need to start calling this other crap out, and vice versa with us. We
Right.
do it all day. We see it. We'll chant it down. We could tell exactly where it's coming from with especially with our brothers. You speaking from a hurt standpoint, bro. You in the first circuit of the brain right now. You ain't balanced. You know what I'm saying? You speaking from survival. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
So
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this real quick. One of the things that I'm realizing is that, so we can all agree, like, a lot of stuff that comes through social media is built on the I can't say this word, but I'm gonna try it. The algorithm, right? The algorithm, right? So what feeds it is the people wanting the information, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like it's a lot because a lot of people are actually breeding, or they're actually feeding on the negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of podcasts out here such as this, which we try to learn. We won't bash anybody, but we're going to call you to the floor,
Right.
men and women. So it looks like there is a vibe of negativity, and even those that are very looking for things or whatnot, they're getting drowned out due to the fact of all the information that's being spread through social media. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But as men, we are tone setters. So let me ask you a question. This is the biggest question I know a lot of these women want to know. I'm gonna start with you now. Women say that there are not enough leaders. Like, through your experience, what are some of the things as men that we see that other men aren't doing to become leaders?
Ooh, one good one is, because that shit start early.
Right.
That shit start way early. So one thing, I'm gonna just speak from my standpoint.
Right.
I had a lot of examples.
Okay.
Like, even if it's not a father in the household, it should still be some type. One thing about the hood, what was good is a village. It took a village. I can go to the OGs and next door neighbors, my homie's father, my father. It was like that. We don't have that sense of community anymore. So that main thing was helping create men, because you saw many examples of that. That's what it's supposed to. And we took certain things, certain ways somebody walked, certain ways somebody smoked, and created our own persona from it. But we all grew up manly. Like, now that I don't even know how to speak to this now. How do you create a leader out of a grown man?
Right.
Those qualities should already be kind of standing out. I think people can be molded a little more, but I think it should be some potential there. I think leaders are born, man.
Right. What about you, Jay? What about you, Jay? What do you think about the leadership qualities of men today?
Mark, that's kind of like a hard question, because I don't really, like, if we're talking about the dating world, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know what men are doing in their, in their own circles with, dating and how it is. I think, I don't know if men are getting the chance to, how can I say it? Everybody has an opinion on men being leaders except for men. So everybody's telling us how we should move. A man should move like this. A man should move like that, by no disrespect, but people who aren't men. You know what I'm saying? And what's happening is that the leadership is getting misconstrued, to whereas if we talk about the village, yes, we had the village. We had the OGs to show us, the dads. Well, not even the dads, just the OGs and the locals, like anybody, like the drug dealers, the coaches, anybody back in the day, they wanted to see you succeed. So they would teach you skills, teach you how to change a tire. Like, kids aren't it's men who don't know how to change tires. So we got to start with the basic necessities of life. Like, it's men that don't even take out the trash, know how to change a tire, know how to jack a car up. You know what I'm saying? So how can they lead people and and have the right leadership skills, if they don't know how to do certain things, to whereas back in the day, I could take me personally, man, I was watching my sister at 8 years old while my mama was at work. So we
Mm-hmm.
was thrusted into like
Wow.
manhood young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we had to do manly stuff. Like we was walking to the bus stop in kindergarten by ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and getting off the bus and having to walk 2, 3 blocks back home. And our parents depended on that with no phone, nothing, without
Mm-hmm.
anything. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
it's just it's hard
Right.
to define nowadays. I just know who I am.
Right.
When I see other guys, I just be like, however they rocking, that must be how they feel. You know what I'm saying? I just could lead on my end, and I've been leading since I was like 8, 7, 8 years old, man. So
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
You know what, Jay? You said a good thing because I remember. I remember. Okay, so I grew up in Decatur, right? So Wesley Chapel, right? Wesley Chapel. My mom used to work at the Bell South building down across the street from Georgia Tech, right? And I remember at 9 years old, I used to ride the bus, man, from Decatur to downtown by myself,
Right?
bro.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I literally had to figure it out at 9, bro.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I,
we
I, I
had to
can't
do
even
it early.
imagine my son now doing that, right? I
Hey, for
can.
real though, like just imagine you going outside at 10 until the street lights come on, and you
Yep.
have no phone, no nothing. You knew how to navigate around the
Yep.
neighborhood. You knew how to walk anywhere you needed to
Mhm.
go.
You
Hey,
knew
look
what
at
time
this
they was
though.
gonna be at the park. You
Yeah,
ain't
hey,
need
look
Right,
no
at this
cell
right.
phone.
though.
You didn't even have no
Ladonna,
watch. You just knew when to show up at the park.
hey,
Right.
Ladonna showing out over here, man.
I see
Like
it. I'm gonna
Yes,
get
he
to.
is.
I'm gonna
how
get
she
to
had
it.
to walk to
Hey.
East Oakland. Ladonna, I went to Skyline High School in East Oakland, so I know all about that. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, the leadership is just nobody's teaching anything. Nobody's here to teach the youngsters. If they don't have a dad, nobody's really teaching them. Nobody's really caring how to
Yeah.
teach them. These men,
Hmm.
men now are way more sensitive than before. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? So
right.
now the sensitive. So when a man is sensitive now, that don't look like he's a leader. When really, you know, and I hate to kind of get off subject, but if we look at our grandfathers and fathers, when they died, people be like, man, I didn't even know that man, because they find out so much about him after that. Like, damn, he was holding all that in. He was holding. Now a man is going to express that. Now it's getting met with, oh, you ain't manly enough because you can't handle this or you can't do this. When really that outlet is really what helping that man become a better man, but he don't have nowhere to express it.
Right. Also, okay. So I'm gonna take it from the. So you guys definitely hit a great point. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it from another angle too. In
Mm-hmm.
my opinion, I'll say this too. One of the biggest things that I think what another that's lacking in a leader is, again, like you just said, it's the emotional standpoint, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just recall where you were a rock at a certain point, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When no matter what a woman says, right, you don't get off your square, regardless,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I believe, I truly believe that a lot of men or some men, they're not emotionally
Mm-hmm.
mature, right?
Mm-hmm.
They allow a woman to dictate their emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so part of being a leader is to be able to stand in the storm and everything around you is twirling, but you standing on your square. You see what I'm
Right.
saying? Or you stand, and I think that's probably one of the most lacking things that a lot of men does that, and you know what? And that goes back to what you gentlemen just said earlier, right? No one taught them how to be able to be that man. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm-hmm. How to
mean,
be cool, little homie.
right.
Yeah.
Because I had look, hey, look. Everybody, grandmama had a boyfriend, right? If she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't married, she had a boyfriend, right?
Oh man.
And then I remember this dude, Mr. Jared, man. I'm telling you, Mr. Jared looked like he would be able to change a tire. You know how you turn the lug nuts? He's
With
like
his
he could
hand.
probably turn the lug nuts with his goddamn hands. You know what I mean?
I
I'm
know
like,
them types. I see. I know them too.
Hey,
They
bro,
all through the hood.
I seen a man. I turned my car off. This man changed my gaskets while it was hot, and you ain't even supposed to do that with bare hands. Just whoop, whoop,
Whoa.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
uh
And
huh,
you got to think about it like this, though. You said a key point. Like there was always somebody there, no matter what, trying to teach you how to be a man. To whereas now, the parents are putting and I'm not blaming women because it's sorry
Right.
men that's leaving
They
these
doing the
women.
best they can.
They
Somehow.
doing the best they can. So, but the maturity level maybe of the woman too, she's right in front of him showing that kid all those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's gaining, oh, this is how I should express myself. I should cry in certain moments. I should break down. I should express myself like
Should
this.
throw a temper
Whereas when,
tantrums.
yeah, whereas when I was growing up with a single mother, and I always ask people this who grew up with a single mother, your first abusive relationship was with your mama. Because
Explain. Yeah, explain that.
okay, because when your father is not there,
Right.
right, she has to compensate for that man role. She
Mm.
doesn't know how hard a man will whoop you. So what's she gonna do? She gonna whoop you, beat the hell out you, and say, "Shut up before I give you something else to cry for." You say, "I'm dead.
Mm.
Damn, I'm getting my ass whooped. I already got something to cry for." What she'll say, "Big boys don't cry. Don't
Mm-hmm.
show your emotions to nobody. Don't let
Mm-hmm.
nobody see you weak. Do all this, beat your ass, then say, baby, you want something to eat? Or I did this because of this, and this, and this." So
Mm-hmm.
we get the abuse, and then we get the loving side of the mom because she has to act like the dad, not knowing how hard a dad will go. And
Mm-hmm.
then she has to come back and rear it all in and show you her
Mm-hmm.
nurturing side.
You gotta
So
turn it
it's,
on and
Right.
off.
yeah,
Right.
so
Right.
it's a kind of like it's a lightweight abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like she love you, but she gonna whoop you. Big boys don't cry. Get up, stand tall. Never let them see you sweat.
Mm-hmm.
So
And you
we
know
can
what? And then Miss Holmes down here definitely. I'm gonna read this real quick. Some men have the skills, but not emotionally mature or an understanding of what emotions are. Just like you just said, Jay, when it shows
Mhm.
up, which is another layer of component of leadership.
This
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mark, before you said that certain women
Mm-hmm.
like would dictate what a man how
The
he his
emotions.
emotions,
Right.
but I see it all across the board though. Like
Mm.
Okay.
I see
Explain.
niggas snapping, I see men snapping on men like that too. They real short. Like
Right.
these cats killing each other. I'm
Mhm.
from Milwaukee, man. They killing each other left and right out there.
Mill Willie.
It's across the street from Chicago, right?
Right.
So they instead of taking a pause, everybody's just reacting. They
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
just reacting, and they don't know how to. We had Sesame Street where they taught you to count to 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't counting to 10. You know
Hey
what I'm
look,
saying?
hey
So,
look, check this out. Everybody in the chat, everybody looking, look, do me a favor, hit the like button, share, comment, shoot me a bird, do something. You know what I mean? One of the ways that we keep this thing going is actually your participation. This is a very interactive type of platform. I just wanted to say that. Now, this is one of the biggest questions. I'm gonna take 1 minute to answer this question.
Okay.
And we can all just take like 2 seconds, so we really don't really know what we can all guess. One of the biggest questions that women have asked, the overall question I get is, guess what? Why men, in your opinion, why men can't be honest up and upfront with women? Why do you think men can't be upfront and honest with women? In your opinion, Jay,
Um.
this your opinion.
Ooh, part of it is that I think sometimes you want to keep that person, but you don't want to hurt that person's feelings. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
right,
You feelings play a big part in it. Like you see the good in that person, and you like, man, it's a great person. I want to keep them around. But if
right,
I tell them certain things, they gonna be, you know what I'm saying, that they gonna be out. So let me see
right,
if I could mask it for a minute, get them to maybe have some unconditional love for me. Boom, then pop it out.
right,
Then it's okay. Well, I can let that ride. You know what I'm saying?
right,
That's a question, and sometimes, honestly, men are men. It's tough. Men are more sensitive than women, but it doesn't always show. Men are more scared sometimes. Man, if I say this, man, she may go off on me. I
right.
don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I may get stabbed or whatever. Like you know what I'm saying?
mm,
Sometimes you tell something, even though honesty you don't know because you may tell them and they may be cool with it, but you already making that decision for them, and it ain't fair, but it happens, man.
What about that? Now, real quick, what do you think about the honesty part? Why do you think men aren't being upfront and honest with women?
well, I'm gonna speak from my experience.
Yeah, go ahead.
That
Me
shit
too. Me
backfired
too.
on me. This shit backfired. I want that, ladies. I
Right.
want to let you know I want that. I want to be totally honest with you, but in my past, that built insecurities in the women I was with. Like I tell her like something like, "Yeah, an old girl didn't want to do business. I think she was just trying to holler." And then the next time she got the radar for it, like we at a restaurant, that waitress called you baby. I'm like, she's 65. But it brewed insecurities in the future when I tried to be totally all the way honest, like, ooh, look at her booty. It's so listen, I seen couples do that. I said, you know what? I want to do that one. I want to be that honest. You know what I'm saying? To where it ain't lustful. You just look, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Look at. I said I got homies and cousins who got relationships like that with that girl. I like, and they've been together for a long time. But I tried that shit with me, man. That's from my experience where I couldn't really be fully honest. Like they ask me now they ask me, you know, that who this lady want to do business with. You know, I tell her all the details, and then they main thing they ask is how she look.
You be scared to answer that question.
I just told you want to know how she look. Nah, she a big old lady. Like she a big old lady.
Right.
Never introduced her.
Right. Here's another thing too. I'll say it too. It is in a sense. It's almost like from the smallest molecule thing that women honestly want to know. It's almost like, how does this dress look on me? Right. In your mind, you be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like in your mind, you be like, I don't know, that kind of busted, but I kind of want to tell you, be like, it look good. You know what I mean? And then to the larger things, when you make mistakes, right? It's almost like, in a sense, especially if you really care for a woman, I'm going to definitely agree with Jay 100% on both of you guys on what you said, but definitely you on Jay. It's almost like you want to protect the feelings for the woman, even when you mess up, right? You don't really mean to mess up, but I know it's not an excuse, ladies, but if you want that question answered, that's the best way. Y'all always say honesty is the best policy, but let's be honest, you women can be very vindictive when you hear some of the truth that you don't want to hear.
Hey, but you know what's so cold about this though? I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. I done met some women that are straight honest.
Okay.
And I found out in myself, I may not have liked that like I thought I did. Like I may have said, man, be honest with me. Man, when some things was revealed and said, I was like, oh, okay. I see how you playing this. Well, I'm gonna play it like this too. You know what I'm saying? Like it hit a little different. It hit in a space that I didn't know it would. You know what I'm saying? And man, like that woman, honestly, woo, man.
Yeah,
I want that for myself though. I want that.
What you want, bro?
Because I know where I'm at, but at the same time,
I feel you. It cut, but
it's cut way harder than all.
They do. They like a lot of times they give you your first. Growing up, they give you your first. I remember girls used to tell me, "Not cute, but he too dark." They give me a complex about dark skin complex. But I got offended first from a woman. So, I'm constantly working on myself. So whatever it is that they have to tell me, I'm gonna make sure that shit don't hurt again if I hear it again. You know what I'm saying? I'm work on myself so I can change that shit.
Right. Hey, look. So check it. One more thing, especially on the men's side. One of the biggest things that let me ask y'all a question. Have you ever run into a woman that be like, you getting older? Okay, so somebody asks us our age. If y'all mind giving your age, tell everybody your age out there. Nah,
44.
Start with you.
I'm
Jay's
44.
Okay, I'm 50. Right. All right, so I'm 50. Just turned 50 in January. So listen, one of the things I always hear, like I always get this, and I said this before. There's this one chick, for whatever reason, I can be like, yeah, I'm single, I'm working on myself. There's some things I want to do. There's some things I want to kind of build as a man, because I want to be a better husband. I want to be a better boyfriend. I want to be a better trick. Whatever I want to be I want to be a better whatever, right? I just want to be the better whatever, right? But they say you gonna mess around and be an old man, right, by yourself and lonely. So now, what do you think about that statement when you say, well, you better hurry up and get somebody before you be by yourself? How do you feel about that particular threat of being by yourself, brother?
I'm going to tell you this. Listen, most women got a clock. They got They got the clock of trying to be. I want to be married by 30 and have 2 kids. They got that. I don't. Right. I'm here living life, bro. They got the clock. I don't. So I don't even. Man, to me, you young as how you feel. Young as you feel, man.
Right. You know, what about you, Jay? Are you afraid of that? Have you ever heard that statement before? And what do you think about that statement?
I've heard the statement before, and I'm just not going to be miserable in life just because somebody got a clock. You know what I'm saying? Because boy, you get with that wrong person. Man. Like, I always say this, like our grandfathers, grandmothers, great grandfathers, I could guarantee you some of them was not happy throughout that 50 years. You know what I'm saying? But somebody was miserable that whole 50. But the time is different. Yeah, well, women didn't have rights. Women couldn't, they was quitting school at 2nd, 3rd grade to work or to be in the house and stuff like that. So I can't be miserable my whole life. Like, look, let me tell you something, man. These nursing homes, man, they rocking now. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
These nursing homes rocking now, bro. They like
what? They got case at the nursing home.
Give me my room in my group area where I can
Hey, look, and you can have one on each floor. Like, it's easy access, right?
What?
Look, check this out. See this down again. I heard men in their 50s looking for hospice wives, somebody to take care of them after playing the field for many years. Hey,
he is crazy.
Hey, but look, guess what? So we're gonna go ahead and say this, ladies. The one who asked me, the woman that the women that have said that, and the one that's asked that particular question, I'm gonna set up and say this: we don't really fear being by ourselves, right? Especially dudes that are goal oriented, because at some point, every single one of these guys I know at some point is looking to better their situation, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think neither one of them have ever been stagnant in their life, right? We can all say that, right? Mm-hmm. So we're gonna make it to how we want to make it. So when we turn 60, guess what? We're still gonna have options, right? Mm-hmm. Even if we got to pay for it, right? So it's really not fair. Let's be honest, we don't really fear that, right? Go ahead, Jay. You about to say something about it.
Looking at these questions, man.
Hey, this is
Jamaica, they killing us over here, man.
I'm 48. I was maybe before. I'm cruising right now. I'm not on the fly.
Hold on. Let me get to that one now. Let me get to that one. Okay, whatever. I'm 48. I'm married before. I'm cruising right now. I'm not on the clock. I bet you now some 34-year-old looking like my auntie right now.
I was about to make that point too.
Right.
It's some old people, worn out people, early, young and worn out.
Okay, and then you know what? Hey, so look, check this out. And tell me what y'all thoughts on this. I'm glad she brought that up because I was talking to somebody about this today. A lot of women say, well, here's the biggest question before I even say that. Why do you think, Jay? I want to hear your opinion on this. I think I might know where you may be going, but as far as the age thing, why do you think that men go backwards rather than forward when it comes to dating? Why they go younger than older? In your opinion?
And you know what's so crazy? I may have a totally different take than what you think.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not going backwards. I don't want no 33, 34-year-old. I want that mature body, grown woman who know what she's doing in life and living. Now, I ain't trying to live off her. We could build together. I got my own. I got my own, and we could build together. But them youngsters, though, I most definitely don't want them. You know what I'm saying? I want me a grown woman. A grown woman who know how to dress when it's time to dress, who know how to smell good when it's time to smell good, who ain't worried about. And I ain't knocking this young lady because she right now all the women in rap is kind of like they making all the bops right now, you know. Right. But I remember I dated a woman one time, 50, and she was so worried about the generation under her. It's like she was competing when I was like, they are competing with you. You are the prize. You show them how to roll.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want no youngster. I don't want no youngster because they whole attitude is different. Give me a grown woman who done been through the struggle, who done walked in the country with no shoes on, and you know what I'm saying, and have been around. You know what I'm saying? Because them youngsters, they just got a whole attitude of fast money and how things supposed to go. They social
Yeah.
media driven, and I know I've said that before, but grown women just know how to get stuff done. Them youngsters don't know how to pay bills.
They got unreal
You know what I'm saying?
expectations right now.
Yeah, so I was conducting a grief group today, and we were talking about what do men lose when they wife die. You lose your cook, you lose your bill payer,
Oh,
you lose so much with your woman if she's a grown woman. You
wow.
lose these youngsters, you ain't losing nothing because you
Right.
was probably doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 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 And I
Then
think a lot. And I think a lot of men that do that, honestly, outside now, let's throw the control situation thing out and say, well, they like to control young women, and young women want your money. Let's from the young women I've known, I've experienced. Let's be honest, like most of them already have their money, right? I'm gonna
yeah,
have to say, so let's just throw that out the window. But I will say that I think that a lot of men probably choose younger women because one of the looks, we're very visual. That's that's just what it is. And then two, also the baggage, right? Most men try to evolve. They try to avoid the baggage of it all, right? In their mind, this is their mind. It's easier to coexist with someone younger because of the innocence part, right? They've went through life, but the one that's older may have experienced a little bit more, which may be a little bit more work, right? Men typically we don't really want to work in some cases too hard. You know what I mean? We don't want to work too hard. So now, what do you think about that, and or the opinion on why do men date younger women?
I think for some it's naivety.
Right.
They looking for somebody naive. Um,
Right.
for others, is somebody looking for somebody not as crystallized in their thinking, because the older you get, the more crystallized you are in your ways and your thinking. That's for most people. We got some people that are fluid with their mental, but most people by 35, 45, 50, they crystallize and they thinking they really ain't trying to learn nothing new. But like he said, most of my life I have it's been older women. Most of my life.
Right.
and,
I had
and
a
let me
couple relationships where the women were younger than me, but most of them been older women but you know what? My friend, actually, LaDonna brought up. She was like, "When have you been in a relationship where you actually chose that person?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good question.
Hey, let me say this too, though.
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm sorry to cut you off,
Oh
brother.
no, you good?
I just seen LaDonna say this, and it's very true.
Which one, Jay?
The older women look way better than these youngsters. Look way
Right.
better to me.
Right.
To me, they look way.
They got that mature muscle.
Look, some young girl then pull the cord on them. I can't even see Jay. Hold on, Jay. Let me get Jay back on here. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and speak on that, bro.
Me off.
Yeah,
I'm
somebody
sorry.
twerk the young girl that twerked them off the line. Go
no.
ahead, bro.
That's terrible.
These younger women, man, and I be saying it's some they look older than the older women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The women our age, women my age. You know what I'm saying? Like they just burnt out now. They on so many drugs. They just doing so much now. You know what I'm saying? They can't. You gonna have to go out to eat with them every night because they can't cook, or you gonna cook. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to do the bare minimum or the necessities in life. So it's like I can't deal with that. I can't deal with that. Like I can't go buy you a Birkin every week because Quavo said this is what you want. So they listen to that for real though. Like they really listen to that. That really feeds them, and they're looking at what somebody else is getting instead of what they got.
Right.
Right.
Facts.
Oh, so look, check this out. Men, not gonna keep rolling a little bit. I know Jay said he got to count a few moments. So guess what? While we got Jay on the line, we got to go on the other side, ladies. Guess what? The belt is coming out. This belt right here. It's my disclaimer. It's out of love. I know your mama might have whipped you too hard, but at the end of the day, after she whipped you, guess what? She gonna give you a hug, right?
Yeah.
Gonna give you a hug. Okay, so
Give you some Oreo cookies.
so let's go ahead. Okay, so why Jay here? Because I know Jay has some interesting things about it. And Jay, explain to me about the woman representative. You brought that up one time, man. You stated, tell me who shows the most as far as a representative and not the real. Go ahead, Jay. Talk on that.
So I can say this because I only date women. You feel me?
Right,
So,
right.
Thank
I only
God.
date women before they start. Oh, that nigga gay. Oh. No, I only date women. I only date women. But for my background purpose, I am a licensed professional counselor. So I sit in certain rooms nobody has access to. I be around nothing but women in my field. I hear everything. And I feel that way because, and I was talking about this the other day, the newness of a relationship, the honeymoon phase, everybody nowadays, this is what's failing dating. That's what everybody wants now. They searching for that honeymoon phase every time they get in a relationship. The first 3 to 4 months is beautiful. You may not never like, and you know, we're going to go back to this, cheesecake or Applebee's. But since you feeling me in this honeymoon phase, you like it. Once the honeymoon phase is over, I ain't never like that shit. I don't like, I don't want that. They're in some instances when they like you and you're new, they accept things they normally wouldn't accept. But once y'all get past that 4-month mark, oh, ain't none of that being accepted no more. So you only see the nice side, but once you see that mean side and how they can cut you off in 2 seconds and not look back, hey man, it's a cold game, man. It's a cold thing. So,
Man.
Hey Jay, tell them the story about the tooth chick.
oh,
man.
come on, man.
Hey man, okay, you want to tell the story?
I got it. I'm gonna tell you. So, I met a young lady, good young lady, cool young lady. She knew how to cover up her missing tooth. It was in the front. She knew how to cover it up.
How?
And because she had some, she had big lips, but she just knew how to cover it up. So one day I was peeping, I was looking at her mouth, and I called my homeboy like, hey, why you ain't tell me such and such was missing a tooth? He was like, oh, you just noticed that? Hey, I promise you, as soon as she got that tooth fixed, oh my God, her whole attitude changed, which she should have because she was a beautiful woman.
Wow.
Because me changed so hard, she flossed on me a lot. She was flossed on me way more than before. Who you talking to?
No.
Listen that. And it was like,
no, that too.
Where this person come from? Like, I'm happy you got the tooth. So they don't think I'm messing with somebody who's smoking a little dope. You know, when you mess with they think you smoking dope. Right. No matter what you think. So
you got this too, yeah.
She was a good woman. And I can say to this though, it wasn't only the tooth, but it was some of my actions in those moments when she was missing that front tooth that ultimately led to it though. You know what I'm saying?
He said, I'm gonna get him back one day.
Yeah, I have to take some of the responsibility of that. But once she got that one tooth, she stopped taking anything I presented to her. At first, she had taken. Once she got that tooth, it was all good.
Wow.
Right.
One tooth.
I know, man. I had to tell that story. He told me that story, man. That joke. I'm still crying about that one, man. Because that's a represent. Even when it comes to the BBLs, right? And look, we do not. Me personally, I don't knock BBLs. I don't knock them. I think whatever makes you look good, women continue to do it. It's just the over access of it. I think that's what gets me. I always hear this thing was men only want women with BBLs. Nah, real quick. Tell me about that particular. Like, what do you prefer? Do you prefer natural, or it doesn't really matter? Like, because there's this thing that some women say, you guys only like women with BBL, so we're gonna go ahead and get one. So,
Let me
what are your thoughts? Go ahead, Jay, because Jay about to cut out in a minute. I want to hear
go ahead,
Jay,
Jay.
and then we'll come back. Go ahead.
Yeah. When I went to Jamaica, I seen everybody had the same body. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had the same body on that resort. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who flew in from Atlanta with me had the same body. Now, I will say this. There's a woman who's getting prepared this weekend who has a hooper and a flat butt that's about to get married this weekend. That ain't never stopped a real man from marrying the woman that he loves. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I've heard women say they get the BBLs for themselves because they want the dress to flow a certain way on their body. You feel me?
Sundress.
Yes. I'm from California, so when we call a girl fine, it's just her face. We not talking about the whole body. We'll say she's fine and thick than a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So whereas in the South, I remember I was in college. We was walking and my boy was like, "Well, she fine as hell." I'm like, "Who?" He was like, "Her." I said, "Nigga, she ugly as hell." He was like, "Nah, her body."
Yeah.
So if I like you, it don't matter what you have or don't have. I like you. But we always got to remember, there's somebody with a fupa and a flat booty or just a nice shape, not enhanced, that's getting married this weekend. You know what I'm saying? So the superficial looks, I don't know if it's for rich ugly niggas. Like as Clyde said, you know, they getting that body for the rich ugly dude. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna come and bring it. For some women, it's confidence because when you live in a city like Atlanta, and before the BBLs even came out, women were stacked in Atlanta regardless.
Already.
Right.
That wasn't no issue. They was coming with it. I remember being in Vision. They was stacked. You feel me? I remember being on the east side. Man, they was stacked. Like I was like, man, I love the South. So I just like a good wholesome woman, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I want women to know. Yes, okay. I'm not gonna front. Yeah, you know, I do like certain body parts. I do have my favorite parts, just like women have their favorite parts, right? We all do. But guess what? Cancels the BBLs, the big butts, and all that bad attitudes. I don't give how fine you are, how so and so. If you don't have no substance, no brain, and want to do better, you know, it don't really matter. You might as well go get your refund.
And for a lot of them, them BBLs is that tooth he was talking about.
The Donna is crazy.
Changing when they get
I see. Right. So mix a lot of us up. Right, she did. Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah, but look, I gotta log off for a minute. If y'all be on in 20, I'll be back on. I gotta take care of some business.
Oh, yeah. Come on back. We'll be in because guess what? We got a bunch of questions here. I'm gonna go back and run through the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
And then me and Jake and I gonna talk and come on back in. We'll bring you back in, brother.
All right, bro.
All right, bet. All right, man. So yeah, that's my boy Jay, man. I'm telling you, like, that's the type of conversation I like to hear. Real straight, raw, uncut conversation. That's why I brought him in. So
he's a counselor. That's dope.
Yeah, man. That's why I say niggas. What I say, never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. You know what I'm saying? That's what we hear. We trying to. One of the biggest things we trying to accomplish is a common denominator between men and women. And a lot of times that even though, let me tell you one of the biggest things I discovered. Right. I think the issue is that the communication styles, right? I think what it is that ultimately we both want the same thing, right? Men and women, we want the same thing, right? The issue is the style that we communicate in, right? It's like we're speaking Spanish, they're speaking Portuguese. We're all trying to get to the same destination, but there's a language barrier. Right? There's a language barrier. So, in your opinion, what do you think are some of the things that we are misunderstood for as men, as far as that barrier that some women say that we're not getting? Like, what are some of the things that you think that's dividing us as far as the language barrier?
As far as the language barrier,
Language meaning quotation is definitely is
I know you're
something.
saying in ways we
Yeah.
communicate. Shit, all this assuming on
Right.
both sides, man. You
Right.
assuming you know that what a man is supposed to be. A man assuming what a woman is supposed to be. Like I saw a post today. A girl said, she said, a real man gonna pay all her bills, even if she got a man living there.
Okay.
So some other men, not me, but other men gonna look at that and say, "Shit, that's what a real man is." I don't think nobody
Right.
fall for
Right.
that. But it's all the assuming that you know what a motherfucker thinking instead of just asking.
Still asking.
Instead of just you can ask me, I will give you the whole truth
Mm-hmm.
for the most part.
For the most part. look. Like you said you said something that was very important. I think that that stop asking your homegirls and your homeboys about the opposite sex. They don't know.
Man.
Let's be honest. Like, I can't ask a dude what a woman think, right? And women, stop asking your homegirls what they think when it comes to your situation, because you got to remember, they have traveled a similar road as you have traveled, right? Or you are traveling, right? So their opinion is going to be based upon their experiences. And how I can say that is that whenever you ask a woman a question, right? Or even make a statement, I've noticed with some women is they'll say, well, my this or my that. See, that already lets me know that when you ask those questions when it comes to men, guess what happened? It's going to come from their perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Find you a nice man with no strings attached that don't want to bend you over, right? And it's going to tell you the truth. And use that as a guide to what it is that you're looking for when it comes to relationships. Stop asking your homegirls. What do you think about that? That now, as far as the opposite sex getting.
I would say ask a married couple.
Okay, there you go. That's
who are actually working towards staying together. You get what I'm saying? Because a lot of time we'll ask our single homeboys, or ladies that ask their single girlfriends, like, but she's single. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? You know, mm-hmm. Like, even I'm gonna be real with you. Even I'm gonna just be 100. Even me asking me questions about a relationship. You can ask me questions about what I like. I don't know what would make them work because I ain't been in a successful relationship. I'm single. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been in a successful one. Right. So you can't ask relationship advice. You can ask me something about a man or what I think about the opposite, but I'm not gonna give you relationship advice. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, your single homegirls will keep you single because they want you to go on. Because they want you to keep going to them girl trips. That's
right. And fellas, listen, it's very valuable. I have some very valuable female friends that I get my advice from when I want to know about women, right? That are going to be honest and that's going to tell me like it is, and I can value that, and I keep them women in that box, right? Find you somebody that I would say that is definitely balanced, that you trust, that she's not in a bad space, that's going to be able to give you some insight on how to or just an opinion on certain things, right? On certain things, right? So, look, matter of fact, let's do this because I want to catch up with some of these comments because I see, I like to, hey, look, everybody in this chat, I always call them the chat kings, the chat queens. I do appreciate y'all, so I'm going to go ahead.
Love y'all.
Yeah, we definitely love
these
your
alien
time.
women invading social media, posting books. Man, let me tell you. Already know.
Let's go back to the big boo that helps the crazy ones slip below the radar.
That's true. That's true.
Right.
That's funny you said that because my cousin, he was when he first got here straight from Milwaukee. So I'm driving. He looking all like he said, "Damn, she got ass over here. She got damn. Everybody got ass." I said, "Yeah, the homeless got ass. The crazy people. Like you need to use something else as your your measurement on, you know, what you want to date. Because if everybody got ass, what makes them different?
What makes
You
them
get what I'm
different?
saying?
What they could do. And again, just wanted to kind of recap. I
And
said
that's how
that
they
earlier.
slip below the radar.
Yeah, they do. I mean, you know, even though we like, and you go for what you like, but also don't let that be the determination factor. You should stay in something that you shouldn't be involved in just because of what they look. You know, I got a comment here that says, "Who are these alien women invading social media, posting BS?" I'll say this. I'll say those are the women who really don't know who they are and what it is that they don't want. Those are the ones who's getting most of the pub. Like I said earlier, the reason that we're there is it seems right. It seems the reason why that it seems like there's a lot going on is because one, social media is media. One thing we do know about media, whether it be social media or regular media, there is propaganda. There is a reason that it looks that way. Believe me, for the most part, it's just like this. I'm gonna give y'all a good example. This is the best example I can give. Why is it that when something goes on, murders, whatever, why does it just show the hood, right? And then when they ask somebody in the hood, they find the craziest looking one with the bun in her head. What happened? Who can't really talk, or the gentleman with his pants hanging around with a blunt coming out of his hand
Like
on what happened. It's called propaganda, people, right? It's propaganda. It's not like that. And so, and you know what? And why I'm saying that amongst this propaganda, and this is a good learning tool for everyone, man or woman. What do you do to stay positive during the times of the propaganda that's been put out? Like, what are some of the things that you do to try to keep you conditioned that you don't fall into that?
I don't comment on the damn post.
Okay.
I scroll right past that shit. Yeah, I used to be like, no, this shouldn't be like, nah. You keep thinking, because if it's somebody that always posts stuff like that, like, I'm gonna tell you something. Blanket statements, bro.
Okay.
Blanket statements is what's like when they say, like this one girl came on, she was like, all men cheat. She might be right in her world. She just needs to rephrase that. All the men that I've encountered cheat.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You don't know all men. That'll make you a different type of woman. You get what I'm saying? But all the men that you've encountered, because people, when they post, they're really posting their world. You know, on Facebook it says, "What's on your mind?" And these niggas be posting exactly what's.
That's a good one. I watch and pray. That's a great one. Pray for guidance on how to navigate through this. You know, that's definitely.
I'm gonna just start putting prayer hands on them.
Right, start putting prayer hands on some BS, and then too. On top of that, I'll be honest with you. One of the reasons why that most belief systems, such as religions, etc., or whatever thoughts, is because the reason that it's so popular is because people are searching for something they don't know that's really inside of them, right? You're really hearing a lot of these things from a lot of lost people, right? So guess what happens? It's called programming, right? That's why television program, radio programming, enough of it, then you begin to believe in it, right? Enough of it, you're going to be. It's just human nature. It's just like listening to the worst song in the world, right? And then guess what happens? You start to like it, right? Because you bought into the idea, right? So I want to challenge everybody that's listening to this is that for a moment, right? Is anybody that's around you or some of the stuff you see in social media, understand what it is, but also be accountable for your particular actions, right? And so I'm going to go ahead again. I always like to leave my disclaimer. One of the things I always say, and you heard me say this before now too. We got to hide the medicine in the food, right? We got to hide the medicine in the food, and typically we have to hide the medicine in the food for the ladies out there, right? So here's the medicine, right? So the medicine is that, in your opinion, why do you there's this thing, right? There's this thing about women and accountability, right? In your opinion, do you feel, in your own opinion, and from what you see and what you feel in your experiences, do you think accountability is more difficult for women than it is men?
From my experience, yes, it's more difficult. Probably more difficult for women. I that's a question that's that I'm still trying to find the answer to. Why?
Mm-hmm.
But the temperature now is like even the professional women I know, like when I bring certain things up, and I'm not trying to judge. I don't judge it at all, but I might say something and man, they come back at me on like hard, and I'm like, damn. And these is
Mm-hmm.
like women
Mm-hmm.
that I consider balanced. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? That's why I'm saying that because you know we know how the ratchet women think. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We know, and they ain't like I said. I don't. They didn't even. That's not even in my world. But
Mm-hmm.
the ones that are in my world, when I do bring certain things up, it gets ignored. It's like, yeah, whatever. One one young lady said to me, what she said, even when I'm wrong, I'm right. I was like, God damn, how do you deal with that? Even when I'm wrong, I'm right. I'm like, shh. But that's just my world though. That's just
Right.
me and
Right.
around
Right.
me. I'm not by any means projected that on everybody, but yeah.
Right. Right.
So I'm just trying
And
to. I'm still raising my vibration. So
right. That's great. As long as as long as you're actually traveling that path, that's fine. As we go and we move forward, the more you seek, the more you will find. The more you find, it makes you better. I'll say this. I would definitely say, in a lot of cases, just based on, excuse me doing this for about a year, just talking to so many different women and men, but definitely from the women side, I'll say this: some women typically will do the accountability after the fact, right? Up front, and maybe it's the approach. Let's say this. Let's say maybe as men, having ownership, right? Ownership as men, right? Maybe our approach is wrong. Maybe the way that we approach them is actually the wrong way that we approach them, right? But then once it kind of settles down, maybe they can be more accountable once we are able to approach them in a more softer way. You see what I'm saying? On the front end, right? Because I know a lot of times, and let's just say one on one, as a man, right? Especially in relationships, understanding who you're dating, right? Once you understand that, understanding her communication style, then at that point communicate in that manner, so that if there's an issue and you need her to be accountable, learn to do the approach, the right approach, right? Maybe that may hold them accountable, right? Now, in some cases, some women aren't going to be accountable. That's just what it is, right?
yeah, that cognitive dissonance is a mug, boy.
Right. I don't, ladies and gentlemen, it's okay to be wrong
Yeah.
on the front end. The fastest you can get to my bad, I apologize. The faster we can move on into the next thing that we need to be thinking about, and that goes for both sides. I say, she said, "Ouch, I'm hit." I mean, right. So here's another one. I
I
might
might
take me a
you go.
minute, right? When I'm vicious
Be
there a few
crazy.
times, I'm wrong. Okay, accountability. Let's go to another one. Is what is it? It's difficult for both.
If you want to talk
If you
Bible,
want to take
not just
Bible, but it's not just now. Yeah. Unfortunately, I try to stay out of that lane only because I don't want to lose the message. And the message in this particular subject matter in relationships, yes, some belief systems are great to balance you and give you more compass. But what I don't want to ever do is lose a message by putting my belief or religious belief on someone else, and then the
saying
ears
this is
cut
the
off
only way.
and the phones are hung up, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, we all probably, and this is another thing too, we've all probably went down the path of saying, I want this type of man that believes is the same as I do, right? That is important, right? But guess what? Guess what the most important thing is? That he or she treats you right. Because somebody can believe the same thing that you believe, right? But guess what? They may be the worst person when it comes to relationships.
Come on
right?
now.
Let's be honest. Like there are Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists, tree huggers that are very balanced when it comes to their own belief system, but are the worst at treating you the way you're supposed to be treated. Let's be
Relationship
honest.
with people, period.
Right. So the most important thing is self-preservation when it comes to this life, right? How do you preserve yourself in a relationship? By gathering or being around someone that treats you right. Right? That's the biggest self-preservation move in itself. Because yes, you can preserve yourself and do the things you want to do, but energy travels, right? And the more negative energy you get around, guess what? The more it brings you down. So number one, self-preservation. How do you preserve yourself? By surrounding yourself by people that will treat you right. All those other things do. All the other things do matter. But guess what? What matters the most? Who treats you right? Because people will use certain belief systems to get you in the door. Ladies, put a one up. Put a one up, all the ladies out there that has been in a situation that in the beginning you told a gentleman that you were a whatever your religious aspect of, and they treated you like they was the devil, right? I guarantee you in that comment, there are going to be several women. So what's the most important thing, right? See, there we go. There's the first one right there. What's really important? Guess what's really important? You know what I'm saying? Look, there's another one. You see that?
What you remember more about what people say is
right.
how they made you feel.
How they made you
remember
feel.
more about people is how a person made you feel. So,
right, yeah, here we go. See, the ones are coming in. So guess what? Ones.
Some pretty.
That's why I'm gonna bring my boy Big J back in. I guess he had to go ahead and buy another tooth. But I Big J, turn your camera around. Hey, turn your camera around again. You know what I'm saying? So look. Yeah, you know what, Miss Exquisite Kitty just said it. Actions, right?
I'm action based.
That's how I am. I'm action based too as well.
Yeah, I'm action.
You know what I'm saying? You know, let's be honest, right? Fellas, right? Unfortunately, the days of being able to tell women anything, that sun is setting, right? The sun is setting. It's too much information out there for you to try to coerce a woman into getting to her to do what you want to do, right? It's too much. So fellas, guess what? The action is going to at some point is going to have to show. Actions mean everything, 100, right? And ladies, and I'm gonna definitely get you guys in on this one. But ladies, listen, here's the thing, right? And we're gonna move into this part. This is a great segue into this. I'm gonna say this. All right, it's okay to be inspired to help a man, right? It's okay, right? But don't get caught up. Don't get caught up, right? Into what he says, right? Look at the actions. And I've said this before. If there is a man, it is a man. That's the country as hell. But if there's a man, right? If there's a man, right, that you want to support while he's on his trajectory up, guess what? He's going to tell you exactly what he's going to do. He's going to
be the project manager.
He will give you project. Look, he will give you all the actual directions he's going. He's going to let you in on everything. So actions do matter, especially in that situation. So what do you think about, because there's a fear. I want you to answer this question for me. There's a fear of women saying, I'm not going to invest in that man. I remember when in my 30s, I invested in this man and he, you know, he got better for someone else. I hear that a lot, right? I can't do it because he's going to take it and he's going to use it for someone else.
Take it on the road.
Right. So what do you think about that? And how do you help women to understand that sometimes you may have to invest in a brother when he has a dream? What would you say about that?
Well, like you said, like what I would do is, I mean, just like you. All right. So first of all, what's good about some relationships is it should be a business. Right? And when y'all going into business together, what's good about and you want to be an investor. As an investor, you're gonna do more than surface research. You're gonna do the research on it, and especially so you can monitor what your return is going to be. So, like I said, if you're going to be that supporter like that, then be the project man, be just as involved. Be the project man, make sure that shit is moving. Because like he said, actions speak louder than words, much louder. And, I love to just I love to build and keep stuff moving. Like I build every day. I want to build and see a change. Like, you know what I'm saying? So monitor that part. If you don't see that, if you don't see him on that, then you already know. And don't ignore the signs, y'all, because we ignore signs left and right.
Right. And I want to say this. I want to get this. Yes, he must invest in you first. Absolutely, right? Don't give nothing that someone is not giving you. That's what outspoken. I'm glad you brought that up because we're going to preface it by saying this. Yes, women definitely need to be invested in. But so check this out. And I'm going to see what Jake says about this. Anytime a man will drop a jewel on you, ladies, anytime a man is doing something, he said he wants to do A, B, and C, allow him to guide the situation. You be the project manager in the background, but also understand the moment that he doesn't involve you is the moment that he's telling you a lie. Right? He's not trying to achieve that goal. What you think about that, Jay?
Man, you just hit on something, man, that, I'm trying not to go into no therapeutic stuff, man, but there's something called the ego and the super ego, right? When you said when a man comes to a woman and say A, B, C, and D, right? That's my ego coming to you. Baby, I want to start a business. I want to do this, and this. The super ego is going to come and say, okay, that's fine, baby, but this is what we're going to need, because we don't think about all the needs on how we're going to do this, where we're going to get the funds from, who we're going to get the loan from, who's going to be our target audience, who's going to build it, who's going to make it, who's going to do all that. We just thinking, baby, we're going to do this. But the woman is there to take you to the higher heights. Like I've always said, in business, if you want to be successful in business, get you a woman on your team, because they will bring it. They will take it. Their mind is totally different. Like, you know me, Mark, I love to like dress, right? The one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to send pictures to a woman, or if I'm in the store, I'm going to ask a woman, how this look?
That nigga be sharp too. That nigga be sharp. Go ahead, bro.
They going to get it. Hey, they going to get it. They going to get it popping for you. This look good. This look good. So even when you talk about business, a woman is going to help you by nurturing you through it, but also giving you the brutally honest truth on things you didn't think about. And that's what's going to elevate you to the next level. You know what I'm saying?
They're more detail oriented. So they
absolutely.
We had the vision on. We always got the finished product. We gonna be rich, girl. We always got the finished product. They got the details in between.
So, and I also want to add with that, you said the vision. Like, okay, here's my idea as far as like roles, right? When they say gender roles, right? For me, when it comes to like say, in the courting stage, dating, we just get to know each other. The courting stage, we more involved with each other. We in families. So dating is just gathering information. That's all, to see if you want to move to the next stage, which is courting. So courting is when you start getting into the nuts and bolts of how a person operates, right? So if a person operates in a certain kind of way, I'll say this. So the person that I will be courting after dating at that point will definitely, I look at women as being like the spiritual side of things, right? With the intuition, the discernment, those things that we can't see.
Right brain?
Right, that we can't see. And so when she puts it out there, right, into the atmosphere, based upon how she feels, that's why men have to listen to women. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Then at that point, what we'll do is I'm the person that's supposed to make it reality, because women like tangible things. They like to see it, right? Action is something that you actually see and feel, but definitely see it, right? Because honestly, even on both sides, the good women and also the women that are not so good right now, that's messing up the ecosystem. What gets them is that they visually see men being a certain kind of way, and then they fall into it based upon them actually seeing the tangible fruits of a man's labor, right? So for me, in the relationship aspect, the woman has the actual saying, you know what? Because we'll damn near jump through hoops. I always say this: the two things that define men, and some people will disagree, but I'm gonna definitely say is men and money and women, right? Because we kill over money, we kill over women. Other than that, dudes can go to the basketball court and do whatever, cuss each other out, and walk away.
Yeah.
But them two things, we will actually end up losing a life. So my point is that this, as a leader, you also have to set forth the blueprint, right, and make it a reality to make her feel comfortable. So Jay, for you, right, when you're looking for a mate, what are some of the ideal things that you look for when it comes to a woman in dating, relationships, or whatever it may be? What are some of the things you look for?
I think, man, and I believe I said this before, man. I just want you to be a grown woman. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I want you to. My main thing is though, yes, we are a team. I just want you to be a blessing and not a bill. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Be a blessing and not a bill. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
I've met a lot of blessings. I've met more blessings than bills. So I ain't
Cool.
gonna sit here and act like I done met just a bunch of just BS. I done met a lot of blessings. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it just we just wasn't that just wasn't my one, but they were still a blessing. They're gonna be a blessing to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Honesty. Um, I'm okay with you being an open book with a couple pages glued shut. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a part of life. You know what I'm saying? I think it's certain things we kind of keep in the dark unless it's brought out to the light.
Mm-hmm.
Your hustle. Emotional. Put it like this: I want you to be emotional, mentally, and financially stable. And I'm not talking about you got to have $1 million. You got to have this. Just when I met you, you was taking care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to upgrade that from there. We're gonna go from there and we're gonna upgrade each other
Yeah.
because I can't do it without you. You know what I'm saying? Like life without a woman, life would be hard without women. So and I don't never want to live that life. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So yeah, I just look for just a grown woman, man. That's a blessing and not a bill. Just emotional, mentally, and financially stable.
What about you? What about you now? Like when you look
Everything he
for like
said.
the woman,
That's it. I'm just playing.
boy.
Hey, hey, man, ain't nothing wrong with
No,
that, buddy.
kind of
Dog.
ditto. Be oh, this is
Mm.
a woman that's accountable, one that loves to grow,
Oh my God. Yeah.
one that loves to grow and learn something every day. I love that because that's what I do. I'm always got my head in a book or I'm trying to learn something every day, to level up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
like Jay said, be stable. That's fine with me. We can build it up together. I got a lot of shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Brother Noah.
Yeah. Yeah. Mentally stable is important, right?
Yes, very important, bro.
That's important, especially in relationships. What happens is listen. There's gonna be that honeymoon stage in the beginning, right? Where we're gonna love each other, right?
Hmm.
Hey, it can't nothing stop what we got going, but it's gonna be those moments where we're gonna hit a low point, that valley,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So mental stability is so important because we can't think and come up with a plan with somebody just
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It don't work like that, right? We
Hmm.
need, just like y'all say, women say, we need a safe space, but guess what? We need a quiet place
Mm.
Ooh,
to
be my
hear
peace.
what we need to do next in the time of chaos,
Mm.
right? So mental, emotional stability is important. What do you think about that, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Man, bro,
How important is that, bro?
man, it's very important, man. That mental and emotional is key. You know what I'm saying? And I just hate to really go back to talking about any like type of financial stuff, but I've dated some women that had a bunch of money. They didn't have the emotional and
Mm,
mental
mm, mm.
stability. And I've dated women who was barely making it. And man, they could provide so much emotion and mentally stimulation to me, man. It was
Certainly.
like, baby, let me just come on, let's go. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. You doing
Mm-hmm.
this for me. And that's honestly, that's more important then the financial piece. You know what I'm saying? We could make it
Right.
what if you just could stay above, if you could just pay your bills. I don't care if you broke after paying your bills, you paid your bills. Your
Mhm.
kids eating, whoever you got eating. But if you mentally and emotionally there, man, we need men need that these days.
That's
And
perfect.
now I ain't never the hard man to be like, oh, I don't need nothing. No, I need that comfort sometimes. So that quiet space, and sometimes that it's gonna be okay, but we're gonna work it out like this. Like I seen one of them videos, man, on social media where the woman grabbed the man by his face and she just gave him so many affirmations, man. So
Mm-hmm.
many affirmations. Like it was ridiculous. And he got out there and hustled real quick.
Mm.
You know what I'm
See,
saying? So,
women like that on your side, you don't want to let down.
right. No,
Mm-hmm.
you don't.
You do not want to let them down, man. You're going to go
Mm-hmm.
hard for them. You ain't
Yeah.
going to
Right.
cheat on them because you don't want to let them down.
Right. Right.
Right.
You ain't going to
Right.
mistreat them because you don't want to let them down. You ain't going
Yeah.
to fail in your shit because you don't want to let them down.
Right.
That's
You know
the
what?
compliment we need.
We just answered a question that was given to me, and I just thought about it. They say, "What is it that we look for? Right? What is it that a man really wants?"
Yeah.
That's it.
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
just
that's
gave you
it.
the. We just gave you the answer, right?
Hmm.
But also, I want to say whatever it is you can offer a man, make sure it's the right man, right? I
Right.
want to
Yeah.
say some of this stuff we are prefacing by saying is that everything that we're asking you to give, understand, come from a balanced place so that you can receive and give what it is that you're supposed to have. Balance yourself out,
Hmm.
ladies. You see what I'm
Mark,
saying? Go ahead, bro.
I wanted to say something
Go
to
ahead,
just
man. Go ahead. Hey, man, this is an open platform. I'm just moderating all this shit.
you
Go
know what,
ahead.
man? You kind of just brought something back up in me, man. And it's really simple for us, right? If
Right.
you provide us with the littlest affirmation, we may go get you a ring or whatever. I remember this girl asked me what I did, and I was just talking about everything, how I listen to everybody all the time. Everybody dump on me, I get their problems. She said one simple line back to me. She said, "Oh, that's all cool, but who's listening to you?" Nigga, I almost fell out, nigga. Because ain't nobody
Man,
never asked me that. Nobody
bam.
Mm-hmm.
never took the time to say, but who's listening to you? You feel me? Because
Mm.
sometimes it's not, some people, some people ask you, how's your day? Then be like, okay, well, let me tell you about my day. Or you could say, hey, I'm sick. You know what? I'm sick too. I was
Mm-hmm.
feeling bad too today. You know, my arm broke and I ain't felt good since. They just took all your little emotional
Mm-hmm.
dump out and put it back on them. So it's really the simplest questions and things that will get us like, damn, this mother really care about me. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
So,
and to not beat this drum, I'm gonna go ahead and say, let me tell y'all why it's important. I'm gonna move on to the next question. I'm gonna tell the ladies why it's important because understand this as men. Have you ever wondered why, like, mama can't never do no wrong, but daddy ain't shit, right? Because
mm,
mama was the one that gave you everything you needed when you came into this world,
Mm-hmm.
right.
right? We were programmed to know that there was a mother or there was someone that had nourishing skills, right?
Mm,
That was able to nourish us from the time we was in the womb to the time we went the first day of school into high school, your girlfriend taking make sure your grades are straight.
mm,
College when she tell your homeboys ain't gonna do nothing but laugh at you. They're gonna you gonna fail.
mm,
They're gonna be off doing their thing, and you're
yeah.
gonna be fail. It's still gonna be that one woman that's gonna be able to lift you up. So that's very important. I want to touch on that because I think that that's important for women to know. That's one of the things that most men, if not all, need because we were programmed to know that the nourishment comes from the woman. Our daddy, our daddy just tell us to get up and just be tough and don't cry, don't so and so.
Better not cry, nigga.
But your mama let you cry, right? Right? Your mama
The
let you
single
cry.
mother
Heard the
didn't
wipe
know.
them tears for your daddy,
The
see.
single mother didn't know. The
The
single
single
mother ain't
mama
let
didn't, right? Because she
the
tried to
single.
play the daddy role.
Yeah,
She tried to
yeah,
play the
yeah,
daddy
yeah.
role. That's why.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
wanted to. She wanted to,
Yeah,
but she's
yeah.
like,
She wanted to. Yeah.
I gotta
nigga, let
raise
me
you for
hear.
the world. See, they was raised. We was prepared, being prepared for a certain era. You know what I'm saying? They saw what was necessary.
Yeah,
Hey, man, how
balance
can
is
you not
definitely
love
key.
them? How can you not love these black women, man? That's
Right,
all I.
right, right. So look, check this out. Let's get personal for a second, real quick. Not too personal, but just a little bit. We're gonna skim over it, right?
Yeah.
Outside of two sides. So the first, outside of women, why do you think you're single? Nah, honestly, why do you think you're single?
You said me?
Yes.
I'm single
In your opinion.
because I'm not ready to be in a relationship.
Why?
Uh,
The reason why I asked this question is
because
because
I'm not healed enough
okay,
to bring somebody in my shit.
self-discovery.
Mm.
Self-discovery.
Mm.
Go ahead. Expand on that. What do you mean?
You know, I got some healing to do. I got trust issues.
Mm.
It'll drive me crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Not like that, but just me mentally. I won't do anything outside of myself because most of my friends ain't never seen me mad, but it's caused some mental distraction for me. And right now, I got these goals. I know how I am in relationships also.
Mm-hmm.
I love hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm all in. I'm making sure, let me make sure you good, everything's good. And that's going to take the focus off of these goals that I got real quick. So when I knock these down, that's the balance that I'm going to need. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be out of the first circuit of the brain, which is survival, and into the other circuits. Community.
So let me ask you a question. What is it that you said you don't trust? Like, what do you don't trust? Yourself? You don't trust women? What do you don't trust?
Right now I don't really trust women in relationships right
Okay, now. That's fair. Admittance is important. Yes, and on to the road of recovery, because one thing I can tell you is that I do know, talking to on sidebar conversations, that is in the mix if it looks right. But one of the things he just said is that he don't trust women. Well, brother, I'm gonna tell you this: take it off the woman and learn how to trust yourself.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Because as a man, you know what I'm saying, you have to be able to trust your moves and everything that you do outside of a woman anyway. Even when you do your business, right? Even when you take care of your business, guess what? You got to trust yourself when you make certain decisions, right? Mm-hmm. So you also got to take that same. Now, I'm not trying to tell you you need to go out and get your girlfriend tomorrow, man. Continue to do the work.
I'm going to do it. I'm listening.
Right.
No,
yeah. He about to go out here and find him a woman right now. He finna go down the trapeze. Nah, fuck with you.
That's crazy.
You ain't gonna never trust nobody.
That's crazy because I just told somebody tonight that I was like, I'm really good on trying to pursue any kind of relationship. I think I need to just conquer these goals real quick and
but trust yourself.
This if you available. I'm not even tripping on that,
bro. I just want you to remember that 10 years from now. You might not be ready 5 years from now, but that's number one. Trust yourself. You trust yourself. You trust you making the right decisions. You know what I mean?
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? Not even today. I ain't trying to get you married tomorrow, bro.
I got what you're saying. No, I gotta I gotta find a way to trust myself to make the right decision.
There we go.
I've been picking them questionable. They've been
right. And typically, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna move on to Jay, but I'm gonna say this, bro. Whatever you receiving, sometimes you gotta make sure it ain't you. That's just what it is. Jay, what about you, Jay? What do you think? What do you think is the reason why you're single, sir?
Mark, I want you to really take this answer and just move on with it, bro.
I am. Okay, well, let's move on then. That's it.
No why, no nothing. Just okay.
Right. He said, "Don't break that down."
Don't break it down.
No,
honestly, bro,
we ain't gonna break it down.
I don't know.
That's
bro. I don't know if it's me, the people I choose, or them. I just don't. I don't know if it's Atlanta. I don't know, bro. That's all I can say. I don't know right now.
Bro, we ain't got. I'm not even gonna break that down because we all crossed that path.
All into me,
right? I know. And probably because I probably know Jay a little bit longer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the only reason why. But the thing about it, I brought you gentlemen on because you guys have a sense of self, right? And don't blame the world, right?
Yeah.
Because what I don't like and what I refuse to put on this platform are dudes that don't know who they are and blame women outside of that, right?
Yeah.
right? Like the Passport Brothers. Like I hear about that in the blue pill, whatever pill they is. I don't know. I don't take pills, so I don't know what the hell they is. But and no knock, that's your lane. That's your lane. But I just can't subscribe to it. So
Yeah.
so do you like what things? Okay, good and bad, Jay. In your opinion, some of the stuff you hear that most of these men say. What is some of the good that you think they on point with when it comes to women, and what are some of the things they say they're too far off?
What do you mean by that? So you mean when they say, "Man, I don't like a woman because it is, or it is," or
Or
I like her
women,
because it is.
or women. What's the biggest one? What's the big ladies? Put it in one. Put it in the chat. What are some of the biggest things that you hear when it comes to the Passport Brothers or whatever else, so we can tackle that because I don't really pay attention too much. But what I do. But this is an example why why I do. Okay, so some women aren't ready to be led is one, right? That's what some of them say, right?
I think when you look at that, okay, let me unpack that right quick. What we gotta
Right.
realize is this, man. It's not only us men that's growing up with single mothers. You gotta understand it's women, it's girls growing up with single mothers too. So when they see their mother doing everything, and I could give you a dating experience. I dated a young lady. She had all girls. Man, Mark, this girl could mount TVs. She put up
Why is that funny?
Dog.
she put
All I
up,
see is somebody with a tool belt just
Mark,
hammering the wall.
she put up a cabana in 2 hours that me and my boy took 3 to 4 hours together to put up. You know what I'm saying? Like she was so independent. And I remember going to her house for Thanksgiving. Her daughter was there. She had an older daughter. Her boyfriend was there. They taking food. The daughter is taking everything. And I say, bruh, when you gonna grab something? He said, oh, my bad. And she was like, oh, I teach my daughters to do everything they self and not depend on nobody. You see what I'm saying? So women are raised like that too. They're raised to not depend on us because there wasn't a man in the house when
Survive.
they were being raised. And when their mother was let down, their mother had to go super hard to make sure the family was cool. Like my mother
Right.
raised three of us by herself. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
she was at every game, everything. I know that woman
Wow.
tired. That's why I tell her today, Mama, wherever you want to go, I'll take you right now because I owe you so much of your time that you spent on me. So when the woman sees that, and now women have more rights, they making more money, they making more than us. They highly educated. They buying homes at an astounding rate now. Well, they getting it. So they just like, hey, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
we gonna hustle too. We don't need y'all like we used to.
Do you think? Do you think that? So, what's the negative effect that you see when women have that mindset, the independent mindset, Jay? Like, what are some of the negative things that
They
you see?
gonna cut you off, bruh. If I turn this like this, then you got to go. If you Hey, I don't know if y'all seen that trend the other day. It said why women cut men. Some of the stupidest things women cut men off over. Man, the women was talking about this dude said my house looked nice. I told him, no, you got to go. He
You
said
too
make us
soft.
2 sandwiches. Make us 2 sandwiches. You got to make us. You got to go. You know what I'm saying? So they're more quicker to cut you off because they ain't got time for the BS. And if you display anything that they haven't healed from, you got to go. You know what I'm saying?
So now, in your opinion, what are some of the negative effects that you see that independency brings to women? Like, what are some of the things that you see from the
That
negative
is
side?
negative. They cut
Not
you
talking
off.
about nah.
Okay,
That's the negative. No, with some of them, with some of them, it's just I just want to say that money can't run a household. All right.
Mm.
Some of them
Right.
feel like since they got the bag, that they
Mhm.
don't need a man to run his household or raise these boys. You get what I'm saying? So, and they learn later that that's when they get the result that they don't want, That's when it's it's all this reflection, and then they try to hurry up and try to do a couple things, put them in boot camp, almost when it's too late. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing about being. It gives them a certain. Some of them, not all of them, give some of them a
Right.
certain mindset to where this nigga ain't shit. I can I could buy another nigga like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I see these on posts like
Right.
coming up my timeline, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah. Everybody needs somebody.
Like I said, ratchet is
Everybody needs
loud,
somebody.
so you're gonna see a whole bunch of that.
All right, so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna let a lot of the independent women know that good, bad, or indifferent, right? And you can look it up. It's very, very. It's, as I always say, it's Googleable. It's very Googleable, right?
Googleable.
Right, Googleable, right? So basically, there was definitely an experiment, and I think we talked about this too now on the side. There's an experiment that was shown. Kissinger report, you can pull it up. It actually shown where they did an experiment where they were able to give women the most of the things that we see today. This was done years ago, right? And what they noticed that they gave women all these different trinkets and toys and all these things that caused them to be independent. And what they noticed that it created a gap between the man, because once they gained so much independence, they began to feel like they didn't need a man. But let me tell you what the trick is. Like, what I think in that is that the negative effects of having that being the way that it was is that the way, and we can all say as men, we can all say this as men, like raising a household, even with a woman or by yourself, it can be challenging, right? It's a challenging thing. Paying your bills is challenging just to try to keep up with it, even if you got the money, right? So just imagine as a woman, you have your independency. You're by yourself. You have children. You have nice jobs. You have good money. When you make good money, you have more things. You have more things you have to organize and fix and make sure it stays intact. But what happens is the negative effect of that on most women is that you get irritated. Right, you get irritated because of the weight, right? The weight of it all. As men, like we're listen, we're built. God designed us. If you believe in God, designed us that we can not only physically be strong, but also have the mental capacity and balance, so that all the weight of the world that we should be able to, if we're equipped, to be able to handle those things that you're handling. Right? So that's why we were designed that way. So for you to handle it, I can understand that because of that, that's going to cause you irritation. It's going to cause you frustration.
Yes.
Men ain't shit. I can do it by myself. Right? I understand it as a man. Right? So now as a man, and I want to ask you guys on this one. Now as a man, I have to learn how to diffuse the situation. We are diffusers as men, right? So, Jay, let me ask you a question. Are you, because I just saw it in the chat right here. I want to make sure that I handle this particular one. Matter of fact, before we move on from that, the independent part, are you so independent? These are some of the questions that you don't need a man. This was some men believe, right? So there's a lot of independent women that I hear, especially business owners. They meet men and men say, well, she don't need me. She don't need me.
Right, yeah.
What you think about that particular statement?
See, but that's what I don't understand about some men, the insecurity of having a woman that's making money. Like, I look at it as, you make 100,000, I make 40,000, baby. We got 140,000 in the household. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never been afraid of that. I've never been afraid of a woman making more than me. Now, the problem comes on how you talk to that person that you make more money than. You feel me? Like, that's where the issue comes in. Do you belittle this person because they don't make as much?
That's another side of it. The negative. That's the negative side. Go ahead.
Do you make them feel low because they don't make that money? Are you like, damn, I always got to pay for this? If I want to do this, it's because I want to do it, not because you want to do it. Because that person can't really afford it at the time. You know what I'm saying? That's all they may could afford is Longhorn. She want to go to STK. I could only afford it on days I'm saving up. You know what I'm saying? Or days
Right.
they saving up. You know what I'm saying? So that's when it becomes a problem. But it's an insecure thing of a man, unless because you can make somebody
You're
insecure
right.
about something. You can make somebody
Right.
insecure.
You sure
So
can.
if you're punching them in the gut every time with it, that's when it becomes the biggest problem. That's when it becomes a problem. But overall, I wouldn't care if you made 1 million and I made 100,000. If I can handle my responsibility, I don't care. I'm cool with it. You know, we just gonna be able to probably take a couple more flights and do a couple more things than I can normally do. But when I've met women that have money, they have never belittled me or tried to push me down. But I've had sessions where men were put down because they didn't have the same amount of money. Their degree may not have allowed it, or they lack of degree or education didn't allow them to make the same amount of money. And a woman would be
Mhm.
like, "Why can't you get a job like this? Why you're not like this? You should be." And it's like that's the last thing he wants to hear from you.
Now, you want to speak on that now as far as
You're right.
that?
You're right. Um,
You want to kind of piggyback off that?
you said piggyback.
Or your
You
own
told me that
thoughts?
last week. No, I'm just playing. No, I was talking about.
No Diddy. No Diddy. Go ahead.
I think for a man to automatically say, because a lady is getting a bag, she don't need me.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, that's super insecure.
Wow,
Like,
man. Yeah.
why do you want a woman to need you in that way anyway? Need me because of who I am, not because of what I can provide you financially. That's crazy. And for a man to see, yeah, that's what he's saying is basically, is she out of his class? That's what he's saying.
Right.
And he's probably
Basically.
right.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But the flip side, shit, like Jay said, if she made 100,000, I made 40. Shit, we got 140,000, and we finna. And I got, you already know, I got shit going on. We can most definitely
We can do something. We can do
a
something with
million
that.
times. You know what I'm
We
saying?
can do something that.
We can reach all our goals.
But I don't think in a lot of cases, and prove me if I'm wrong, ladies out there, I can be wrong, but sometimes women don't like to date down. They don't want to go from a house to an apartment, right? Let's be honest, like, and I understand that. I'm not saying you're supposed to go to the apartment, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side of that, fellas, the independent woman, they do need you. They need to take some of the weight off.
Yeah.
I always say this: it's
They might need your guidance a little bit.
it's for the it's not for the shoulders, it's for the hips. That's what they're precious for. So take it off the shoulders and put it on the hips, if you know what I mean.
Hey,
But I will say the smartest, and this is just for some of the gentlemen out here who say that. I'll say this, right? If you smart, fellas, if you treat her right and you have good intentions, and she gives you the opportunities, ladies, and also, ladies, you have to make sure you do this with the right man. I'm not saying any man. Make sure that fellas, you pull yourself up. You on the clock, right? You better pull yourself up, pull you guys up. Guess what? If she makes 100,000 more, 200,000, whatever that number is, understand we can all agree, making that type of money, you ain't working 40 hours a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
You working 50 plus, right, for that type of money, right? For them in most cases, right? So you don't want her to have to go out here and just bust her ass for that money. So if I was you, gentlemen, that 140, your 40 and her 100 and something, take that money and find something to do with it. Grow that money so you can get her out of there.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm on. My goal is to make more. Eventually,
Can I
Right.
say this?
we gonna climb and get up there.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
You know what man is insecure in those situations? Is the man who can't do anything. You know what I'm saying? Who's relying on his bank. Like, man, take her car and go get the oil change. You feel me? Go get the oil change. Go wash her car. Go clean it out. You feel me? Like, go do some, change her tires or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? If
Do
you're
something.
do something for this woman to where you're still the man. Sometimes the man sit up under the woman and let her just ball. And that's when the woman starts saying, man, what are you doing? Like,
I'm
you
gonna
need to
claim you
make
as a
some
defendant.
more money. Like, you got to fix a light bulb. You know what I'm saying? Don't be like, oh, baby, well, we got to call somebody to come change that light bulb and all that stuff. So it's just like, for instance, I always tell men, don't be mad if your girl cheat on you because you let her pump gas and you sat in the car.
You can't be
Oh,
mad.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad because I didn't pulled up on players sitting in the car and they try to get out the car. Hey, bro, it's too late. Cause hey, she gone.
because they see somebody else. That's crazy.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So it's just
right.
like you got to be able to do something. Like sometimes the woman don't even be thinking about she making more than you, but when you can't bring anything,
Mm-hmm.
look, don't bring me down. Don't bring me down, man. Just keep me at my level. But if you come and bring her down and she got to bail you out of jail, she got to get your shit fixed because you can't get it fixed. That's when it's gonna be the problems. You know what I'm saying? So
He said the same thing. As Lord, change my oil, wash the car, take anything off my plate. Right, absolutely. Because
yeah,
again, like I say, if y'all have opportunity, I need every woman out there at some point. If you're really trying to understand what's really going on, do your own independent
yeah.
research, be your own independent thinker. There's enough information to understand that. Again, this what we're going through is definitely I look at it in two folds, right? Yes, we're going through a time where there is a line that's drawn, but like I always say, when there's rough times, that means better times are getting better. I think at some point, the fellas who feel that way about the independent, the fellas that feel that way about women, what's going to happen is that information is going to get drowned out, and then we're all going to start learning. It's going to get back on track. So I
Mhm.
definitely do feel that way. So I definitely want to say on two folds. I want to address both sides, fellas. I'm gonna start with the fellas first. Like, yes, she needs you. Make sure that you have good intentions. Those intentions do the things that we just mentioned. We gave y'all some jewels. Now if we get you this information, you don't use it, and that's on you, right?
Right.
Ladies, also we understand you do need the pressure that needs to be taken off, but also check your temperament.
Yes.
Check your
Oh,
temperament.
yes.
Check your temperament because most guys don't know how to. Excuse me. A lot of guys don't know how to diffuse the situation.
Mm.
Right. Most guys see your demeanor, your body language. Body language is a lot. Right. But so look. Check this out. Now, how important, especially when you first step into a place, how important is body language to you? What does body language? What does it make you? How does it
Oh,
make you
that
feel
let me
yourself?
at first on site. It let me know if you're interested or not. That's gonna determine whether we that on first. I mean, you checking all that when you collecting data, dating. You know what I'm saying? So if your body language is off, I'm most definitely I noticed that shit. I'm most definitely gonna see it. I'll be watching body language on folks when they talking all these things like, "Ooh, so
Mhm.
so wasn't feeling that."
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I watch
Right.
body language. Yeah,
Right.
that's
Right.
important. That determines whether I'm gonna talk to you or not.
And look, ladies, guess what? Y'all always say there's not a whole bunch of good men out there. You probably ran most of them off due to your body language and
Mm.
how you look. Look in the
Mm.
mirror. Look in the
Mm.
mirror. Do a self check. If you're not getting what it is you want, the proper attention, or finding the man that you possibly want, real men, like I would definitely say these three men, we pay attention to that. And all the good men you said that are gone, probably you run them off through your body language. What do you think about that, Jay?
Man, I can see everything I need to know about you through your body language and your tone when you speaking. I know how you feeling, all that stuff. Like I could really just see it. I could be
Facts.
like, man, she ain't feeling it today. You know what I'm saying? So that'll put me at a downer. Like, shit, let me get this over with. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
let me do this, do this. But
That part.
I have been around women though, bro. When they stepping, bro, they stepping, and I'm just they protection. I'm walking. I tell them, baby, you the superstar. I'm just your co-star today because you stepping
Mm.
through here. I ain't mad at you. Keep stepping. You know what I'm saying? And it just, I want, this is funny. I want a woman, when we walk in somewhere,
Right.
they gonna say, "Oh, that nigga got a check. That's the only way he got her." He got,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
you know what I'm
Right.
saying? He got a check, and when a woman has that confidence and that stride about herself, man, it's just like, and I hate to use this, but it's just like the aura around her and the glow on her is just amazing. And the night, you'll do anything. You know what I'm saying? You'll like that date will go so lovely and so beautiful. That whole night will, that whole time will, and it's just a beautiful thing to see when they got the good posture. But when it's all bad, boy, it's all bad. You be like, hey man, I'm trying to end this.
Check, please.
Right. Right. So now, how important body language is and attitude to you, bro? Like being able to see it.
You know, it's up there. It's about an 8. I like a little attitude though. I like a little
Right. Edge, a little
like,
edge.
yeah,
Just
have
a
a
little.
little edge to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check. Try to check me. If you need to try to check me, tell me you don't like that. I'm cool with that. You feel me? So it's
All right.
about an 8. About 8.
All right. Well, what about you now? I mean, like, how important is like? Are you like when you walk into most places, right? What's the first thing you notice? Is it body language or the body? Like, what is some of the like for
Just
you?
the body.
Exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and just fuck her, and then
It's the body. It's the body first. No.
Right.
But,
That's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, I most definitely pay attention to body language. That let me know. Like I said, that let me know if you're interested. Like if I should pursue this. You know what I'm saying? Should I keep going? Like everything, and body language. People only have to use body language because somebody's not saying something. So if somebody's honest and they honest about everything, you won't have to even try to pay attention to the body language. They're telling you what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was a good one right there, bro.
Right. Look, check this out. We're gonna close this out because look. Unfortunately, good things have to end. But guess what, man? I really want to bring you fellas back, man. Like another week because I think we got good responses. Huh? What'd you say, Jay?
Right. When I ain't gonna lie, man, from episode 1 to now, man, and you got the comments in the section too, so they can interact with us.
Well, we rolling.
Hey, and your ass is sounding like a damn a fucking couple therapist and shit up out here. What you been doing, man? You want to come work with me a little bit, Mark? Come on through it.
Or a DJ at midnight.
Hey, you know what it is? You know what it is, bro? The world is my classroom, bro. I don't take away. I add to, right? And that's and what I've learned, man, Jay, let me tell you something, man. It's just those who miss this platform. Like I started off recording, right? Yeah. Yep. We recorded first. Jay was probably the second person I bought in. Date Night Online, go to YouTube. You can find the Jay's on there. It's hilarious. Hey. We actually brought some women in. And guess what? I might even invite some women next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Let's hook them up. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk on the back. We'll talk on the back. We definitely, man. It's so many questions that I didn't even get to, but we covered so much. Yeah. Right. And guess what, ladies? I hope whatever we said, if you felt a certain kind of way, I really don't give a damn because it came from good intentions. You know what I'm saying? I mean well. You know what I mean? We want the best for you. We understand there's a lot of no good, nappy headed ass Negroes out there that's just making it rough. But I'm gonna be honest with you, and every man here can admit, and this is how we're gonna close it. And we're gonna say this: the reason that a lot of these things are happening, ladies, because a lot of women are allowing that to happen.
Yep.
Y'all good women, start checking that 30%. That's what I said.
Right.
When women start checking women, boy, and start making it a thing to do so, we can get there faster for sure.
Sharon Chandler Burks, I'm hit me in the inbox. I'll get you on.
Hey, wait a minute. She might be my family.
Hey, in my closing.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, close it.
Beautiful. You have some great responses from these women up in here, man, and I'm gonna inbox every woman personally that commented on your thing and just see how they doing.
I knew he was going there.
No, but honestly though, man, they have been giving some great responses. It ain't been no bitter responses that they was giving. They was taking accountability. They was coming back with some great questions, man. And you're right, we didn't get to a lot of questions because they was asking.
It was asking.
Really
you gotta answer them.
And I see them. Y'all inbox me some questions y'all have. Like I'm open. I'm open to do that, and we will go back and revisit those questions again. But I'm gonna tell y'all something in closing on my end. Do you want to get any advice or anything in closing before I close out?
Like I said, I ain't gonna get no relationship advice. No, I ain't. No, I don't really have no advice. I just want y'all to tell some family members, let's fill this thing up because what we're doing this is like a counter strike against the war on black love. You know what I'm saying? This is us striking back for what's happening on social media in the psyop. So we need more of this. So spread this and we'll see y'all next week. Hey, I was about to say it's a lot of beautiful women in here. That's what I was gonna say.
Hey man, that's why they the chat queen, the chat queens in the chat. I don't know where the kings at. Them niggas gone to bed. You know what I mean?
I done screenshotted every name and I'm about to go on your page right.
This man fun. He's serious.
I'm about to go on your page right now.
The inbox bandit. The inbox bandit.
Oh man.
Hey, AJ, anything in closing, bro? Anything in closing, real quick?
Nothing like them. They smell good, look good, dress good. Got style, they attitudes, man. I love everything about them. So, man, that's it.
Yeah. And guess what? This is for the fellas. Guess what? We've probably said some things that may cut. We didn't cut a couple of times, and guess what? There wasn't too much pushback here, right?
Yeah.
We just gave you an example of how to diffuse a situation. If you didn't take notes and you getting results and you still like acting the way you are, how disposition, how women and all this other stuff you say, is because you ain't learned you ain't learned a lesson, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even.
You're not ready to learn.
You're not ready to learn, and that's your fault. It's not the woman's fault. It's your fault. So if you don't know something, it's your fault. It's too much information out here. Guess what? I'll come up with it next time. I'll get with the fellas. We're going to jump in the back room for a second. I'll announce the next one. This is the nigga experience. Never ignorant, getting goals accomplished. That's what we doing. And this is one of our goals. Outside of our own personal goals, one of our biggest goals is to make sure that we are understood as men and you are understood as women. And with that being said, we will holler at y'all next week. All right?
Y'all be safe.